How would you feel when you so lit that you can't tell if the love real? If I can't tell you nothing, I tell you how I thought feel.
So hard.
And your stash can pay my drug bill. Expensive pain, pulling expensive range. Nigga got expensive chain. He got drug money.
Hey.
That's the expensive game.
Hey.
I got expensive shooter.
Uzi. Can't listen to this before you go out.
You can't listen to it at all.
Not at all.
It's funny you said that because I was talking to somebody about music, right? Mm-hmm. And it was in the locker room. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? We talk about in the locker room, but I can bring up this because, you know what I'm saying, it's interesting. When we listening to Meek and we listening to Uzi and you saying we can't listen to this when we go out, bro.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Because how it influences you. You know what I'm saying? To
Big time.
Want to just whatever. It puts you in it gives you a
Mindset
vibe.
change.
Yeah, it gives you a vibe,
sure.
right? And when I was talking to my homeboy, he was black, but he was from the suburbs. Mm-hmm. And we were just talking about music. And I was talking about, man, I wish kids can listen to music like adults do and enjoy the music and not want to go out there and do it. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to do.
So I was he was telling me, he was like, why is it so hard? Because in the suburbs, you see like Yo Gotti, Black Youngster, whoever the most thugged out rapper is, Kodak, whoever, right?
Yeah.
When they have big concerts, it be full of white people, right? People that don't look like us, but they feel like they can. He said the thing about it, because he's from the suburbs, is like we can listen to that music and we keep it there as just music and we go about it. He was like, why, like in the hood, do kids feel like they have to act that out and that make them want to jump off the porch early? And, you know what I'm saying?
That's because they could relate to it.
That's what I told him.
It's
see,
reality.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I was telling him, I was like, the kids from the suburbs, and not saying it's like right or we giving it like a pass.
Nah.
I said it's harder for us, like as kids, to go away from it because the kids in the suburbs, I hate to just say white. You know what I'm saying?
No, just
black
suburbs
people in the suburbs.
versus
That's just
from
what
the
it
inner
is.
City.
Yeah. Suburbs for people from the city. So let me reframe that. But going back to it, I was like, they want the suburbs kids, they want to like get close to it. They want to know what it feels like. They want to do it just as bad as the kids from the hood, right? But they can't. They going to Wawa. Like if me say I'm in the corner store and I roll up on him and he got a chick with him, I'm a slider. I don't care how to, you know what I'm saying? How you
exactly.
feeling? Like you hear that? It's like,
we got them corner stores.
Yeah, we got corner stores.
Ain't no Wawas.
So when they walk in a corner store in middle school or high school, they got a chance to do it with somebody they really might not like. So it's just like, it's reality. And they can touch it.
And you got to be tough in the hood though. You know, a part of it, you come out your door, you can't be somebody that get bullied all the time. Because it's going to be a long day, every day, if you that type of person. So I think that kind of music is relatable, but it's also, it influenced them to psych themselves out to be like, hey, I'm not afraid in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like sports. When you're getting ready for a game, you get music to get that adrenaline in you. It's like, let's go.
Yep.
So you feel like it's almost... they have to relate to it. Do you? That's what you're saying? Because I don't feel.
I don't know if they have to. I think they do.
This is what I'm getting to. I want them to just understand that. Just let it be music. Because now we didn't even have the influence that the kids have now. Our rappers like DMX and all them and Wayne them, they was kind of doing it and they wasn't telling us not to do it.
No,
the rappers now are educating the kids. Like, don't do it. I'm telling you, like, hey, I'm just rapping. I like 21 because 21 Savage always saying like, man, go to school. Like, just talk about the stuff. Like, if you hear the stuff I'm saying in my music, don't do it. Just look at it like a movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to do it.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But sometimes these kids need to
know.
know you could translate that into something else. You can get hype and do great on your math test. You can kill your math test. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You could do that.
And that's what I'm getting to. Like, it's just don't put it like so
realistic. Don't do that. But
it's not literal. Don't go do it for real.
But speaking back to the thing about the suburbs, a lot of kids from the suburbs might listen to heavy metal. You know what I'm saying? And they relate to that. And it might make them go out and do drugs and do stuff they shouldn't do. So they still have stuff too. It's just different. You know what I mean? It's about their environment versus the kids from the hood, the neighborhood. They're talking about what's going on in their hood. And when they go out, it's all they see. And it's like, you're either going to participate or you're going to avoid it. most of them ain't, if it's a party, if it's something, they ain't really avoiding that. Even our little jits, they tough.
You're not gonna avoid it, but at the end of the day, right? I love rap music. I don't want it to change because I like listening to it, but you see how it does influence.
So you want some gangster rap on your way to Starbucks?
No, I'm just saying, how do you get to a place where we can listen to it and we all know it's not cool to do? Do you think it ever get to a place? Because a rapper can't not talk about it. He's still talking about his life. And I like to listen to it, but how do we translate it to our community to say, bro, don't do it? I know it's harder.
That's a great question.
It's harder not to do, but still don't do it at the end of the day.
I think how we do that is influencers like me and you. Like parents that have children, they're going to listen to rap music, right? But you got to be the one that say, hey, all right, you listening to this, but we got to make this count as something else. Go use it on the field. Go be stuff.
But what if parents don't know their kids listening to it? Some parents give their kids, but you don't know. Your kids can come home, bro. I went to school with kids that literally they'll come to the bus stop in one set of clothes. When they get on a bus, they'll change to something totally different. So the parents
let me tell you, the parents ain't dumb.
Know.
They weren't born yesterday. The parents are younger, and even if they're older, they were kids at some point. You know what you did as a child. So you got to understand, it's not just what you see your children doing, it's also the influence of the atmosphere they're in. Like if they're in the hood, rap music is being played. If they're in the neighborhood, things are happening. So you got to, like you said in the last podcast, like you said, you got to keep your hands on your children. You got to really mold them.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Like they're going to do it. They're going to listen to it. They're going to have people talking to them. But you got to reinforce them with, hey, all right, I know what's going on, but how'd you do on the math test? And then when they do,
you feel like they need to get more involved with their everyday.
You have to be, because how else can you influence the children to use what they hear in the rap music in another way?
Yeah.
Because like right now, we businessmen, me and you. I ain't in the streets. But when I hear some Meek or some Ross or something, I go into a meeting, I'm hype. I'm like, all right, I'm finna beast this.
But you're an adult though, bro.
Now, but I'm saying at some point I learned to use it on the field too.
Yeah.
Like when we was in the hood, when we grew up, it was the hood. But when we got on the field.
This is what I'm trying to get through to the kids, right? If you don't even play sports, like, you know what I'm saying? You saying the field.
But I also said in the classroom.
You did say the classroom.
Yeah, you can use it. Why can't it just be, some kids cut grass nowadays, like they still do in our neighborhood. There's some kids that still do some work. If you still do work like that, why you can't listen to some Meek and get turned up before you go cutting?
And just feel like when I'm cutting grass.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, dog. You hit it on the head, because, like you said, we businessmen, we play sports. So when I listen to stuff like Gotti, Meek, it's really like when they talking about sliding on somebody and busting their head, it's like, nah, somebody come across the middle in football. Like that's what I instantly refer to that.
Yeah.
And it's almost so, it's so weird, bro.
Because that's your reality.
That's my reality. And it's so crazy how it like syncs up. Like I automatically don't think about killing and shooting is more. Automatically it's like knocking somebody out on the field, hitting a running back, getting a sack. And it's like I never really think about what they saying. Slide and murder.
Because you spent so much time in the film room. You spend so much time on the field. You program. So what are you programming your children with? What are you conditioning them with? If you conditioning them to be good citizens, to work hard, they're going to listen to that same Meek Mill, and it's going to automatically sync to what you conditioning them to do.
And with that, you have to be, like you said before, more involved in your kid's life and have a relationship with them and know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Know who your children are, like who they are.
As a person.
So I was talking to one of our friends, and he was telling me, because he was a great football player, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, my son ain't into sports at all.
Oh, that's got to be tough.
He just loved gaming. And it's not making him a lazy kid. He's just a gamer. He don't want to play sports. He get A's, all A's.
Right.
And And he's like an edgy dude. Like, so he's like, oh, my kid is doing great, but I want him in sports. You know, I play sports. So I was like, you got to get involved and do something he loves. If he like gaming and he getting good grades, he's a smart kid. Yeah. Take him to little gaming festivals and like and this matches. And that, matches, and let him compete. And he can earn like millions of dollars doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
So get involved and know what your kid loves to do. And then just keep pushing that. It ain't gonna be sports all the time. So just get in their life and just know what motivates them really.
And what are they good at? Like you said. And, you know, as a parent, you might have to learn about gaming now because that's what he like to do. Yeah. You might have to learn some lingo because you can help him progress up the ladder. So, I mean, to your point, I think you exactly right about that one.
So it's on the parents. It's not even all the way to kids. Parents got to get involved. And kids got to have some responsibility where it's like, find something you love to do. And when they want to figure out, I don't know what I love to do, what would you do for free if you never got paid for it that you can do for the rest of your life? You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a rapper, start going into letting that music get you on your mindset to create and write and go to different poetry nights. And it's not going to have a beat to it.
Yeah, but
now you're reciting your lines and you're acting like you're on stage and you're in front of an audience. So it is on a kid also to use it right. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to go to the corner store and do what he's doing. Make you want to write, like, you know what I'm saying?
Of course. And the parents, I mean, let's say this. I got to add to that point because you brought up some good stuff. Poetry night. Them people that do poetry slams, they can spell, they can read, they can write, they can do at a high level. I've been to a few myself, and their talent is through the roof. How they can even come up with a on-site poem. Like just right off the top of the dome. Yeah. That's like freestyling. Yeah. So my thing is that parents, if your child raps or anything like that, use that as an opportunity to get them better at their English. You know what I mean? Use it as an opportunity to teach them. Tell them if he's a rapper, read the dictionary, read books. So you don't be like a regular basic rapper. Like whatever you want to do, be the best at it. That's all I ask. As a parent, if this is what you want to do, I'm going to push you in that lane and be the best at it. And I want to see what you're going to do, not like what I'm going to tell you to do. Exactly.
Let me see what you want to do. And then now let's just be the best at it.
And then give them a few words on Monday. And then tell them I want to rap on Saturday. I want you to
don't even say rap, right? Like, I say I want to fly a paragraph. Like I want to fly 2 sentences. Like, you know what I'm saying? 2 sentences is like 2 bars. Kind of like whatever you want to do. And always just so he won't be programming think I'm a dope rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's bigger than being a rapper. I'm a dope Let him linguist. Know. Yeah. I use he's an artist. Language. Artists paint, they write. Like
they do. That's
true. You know what I'm saying? So don't even put that headspace in him where it's like I'm a rapper and a rapper.
Don't limit them.
Sometimes when they hear it, they think they're supposed to be in a box.
Yeah, don't limit them. The thing is that if they do love that music we talking about, don't your kids have chores on Saturday when they cleaning the house? Hey, this Meat Mill Saturday or whatever the artist is.
Nah, but this the thing
listen
too,
to this. You play that tripping. Music, turn up and clean up.
You kind of tripping. Wow. Every parent don't want their kids listening to Meat Mill. Dog.
Yeah, not every parent. But
when I'm a parent, I'm just using it Brand in the kitchen listening to Meek, dog. I'm like, hey,
you might not, but
throw some church music in.
Nah, that ain't the kids.
I don't want my kid listening.
It's clean versions of stuff. They do listen to stuff, and like you have to understand that they're going to listen. So my thing is,
not really. I ain't
we said, I'm serious.
Nah, I feel what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know more music. I feel what you're saying. You know that.
Yeah. I feel what you're saying all the way.
What I'm trying to say is that if they're gonna clean up, and why don't you make it like? Because you could program, like we said, you could reprogram and sync what that music means to them. It means hard work. It means dedication. Yeah. It means success. I mean, all those rappers that made it, they ain't make it overnight. You know what I'm saying? Let them
see little interviews and documentaries when Meek told them, like, listen, I was in the studio 6 months straight. I had a day off. I only went outside the studio one day, and that was my son's birthday. That's it.
That's
like,
crazy.
Do you have that type of dedication? Because if you don't, you're wasting your time. Like, so he sees how hard he needs to work. Or she sees how hard.
Just how hard you have to work to get anything you want. Not
in
just
life,
that,
period.
in life. Yeah,
exactly. In life, period.
That's what it is.
And also, that's going to build that relationship going back to it, because I think parents need to do more of, so kids won't think they're talking at them when they try to tell them, don't do this, don't do that. Give them relatable issues, right?
Yeah.
Say, listen, you know how you kind of starting to slip in school? Listen, such and such out there who would be riding by the park and this and that, like they wanted to go to college just as bad. They're not bad people, but they didn't get their grades right, so they wasn't able to go to college. Check. Yeah, let them see, because everybody, it's so many different ways to accept like different things that's being taught to you. Yeah. Like some people need the visual to actually grasp it, like, and some people just need to be told to to grasp what you're saying.
Yeah, that's right.
So let them go see, like, listen, he's not a bad kid, he's not a thug, but he wishes he was in college right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you see what you can end up like.
Yeah.
And then now when he takes his college visit, or like I said before, and how we said on different podcasts, take him, let him see, like, if you do right, look what you get.
Yeah, because experiences matter. And if the kid is in the box and never left the neighborhood or the city, how could he dream beyond the borders of the city if you never take him beyond those? So yeah, I agree with that.
And you give them a choice. You always give them a choice. So that's how I raise my kids, right? Yeah. I always give them a choice.
That's what I was telling you earlier. You can't be like, man, you can't do this. You can't.
Yeah. I was joking. I was joking. So, well, my kids always give them a choice, right?
Right.
So my daughter, let's just say she want ice cream after dinner, but she don't want to finish all her dinner. I'll tell her, instead of be like, no, you got to eat all your dinner so you can get ice cream. I was like, Bren, you can stop eating right now. You don't have to eat dinner. You're just not going to get ice cream. Like, so I'm not mad if you don't even finish your dinner, because you can go up to the bed and go to sleep. But if you don't finish your dinner, you can't get ice cream.
Right.
Now, if you finish your dinner, ice cream all yours. You can eat all this ice cream right here. So what you want to do?
So dinner gonna be finished.
Me, telling her, no, you got to finish everything. She's like, I don't want to. And it's like a back and forth. It's just like, I'm going to give you a choice.
Yeah.
You see what the two choices are, so you choose whichever you want. And then now, if you choose not to eat your dinner, you'll go to bed mad. And you see what the results were when you made that decision. You know what I'm saying? Next time you won't make that decision. Yeah. And you'll learn to just eat your food so you can get the ice cream. So
you're teaching her that you have to earn what you get too.
And life is all about decisions and choices. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because not even something so small like that. Oh yeah. Your whole life can change off a decision
that you make.
That's dope. You know what I'm saying? So even with that, when I said parents have to have a relationship with their kids to show them, like, this is right, this is wrong. Show different examples where you've seen where it went for them. Please, this is why I tell you this. Like an athlete, and I never say names because I feel like their name get brought up enough in the media if it's not in a good light. You know what I'm saying? So I would never want to paint somebody in a bad light. So I never talk about negative instances with people's names, right?
Right.
But just like we just had an accident, a fatal accident.
Oh, yeah.
Because of DUI, terrible, man. Right?
Yeah.
That's why you pick up the phone now when you're a parent and you talk to your kid in college. Like, hey, you're my daughter. I love you. This is why I tell you, try not to be out all the time, because it's not just a person that's, even if you're saying like, hey, I'm not drinking and driving, Dad, like, I'm safe, I'm going out. Like, yeah, I understand you want to enjoy college, but don't go out all the time. Like, It was an innocent person that got hit by a car. Like, so it's just little instances like that where it's like, hey, and especially don't drink and drive, because you know how you think you can make it home, and
everybody thinks,
you know what I'm saying? Everybody always thinks like, hey, I ain't had that much to drink. I only had one drink. Right. I maybe had 1.5. Like, I'm all the way cool, but you might not be all the way cool. And even if you don't drink, you know how you just be tired and driving on the road and kind of doze off and ain't know you dozed off. That's even dangerous. Yeah, it's even more dangerous. I'm talking about when you're completely sober and you're just driving 4 hours down the road. Yeah. Guess what? If you do that and you had a drink, that's a DUI. That's a DUI. And then that's what can happen, and your whole life can change.
And then it's not just an accident anymore.
It's just not an accident no more. So I'm saying that to say this, where it was a player who worked his whole life to be in a position, and just one decision, everything could change. And like I said, I'm not paying him.
And the media and even some of his peers that used to play, they're painting him as a monster. And by all accounts, he's one of the best people that ever left his school and ever went to where he went to that level. But these guys are painting him in a way like he's a monster. Now, once you open yourself up to certain things, all opinions take flight. And so
exactly.
with that being
that's
said,
what I'm trying to get to. It's
you got to try not to open yourself up to all these opinions, because if you have no news to create, they have nothing to talk about.
Exactly. Look at your life as a portal. If you open that portal up and you give them a reason to have all this come in, it's nothing you can do, because everybody going to have an opinion, and you can't tell them if they're right or wrong because you allowed this to happen. If you never open that portal up, it is no...
And some of those people that was talking about this guy, this young man, I should say, 22 years old, he's like a baby. Some of them that were talking about him, they did it before. They've drive while they were drunk, and they just
not even going into detail, because you can't even sit here and say they drove drunk before.
I'm sure they have,
but you can't say that and say it's okay though. Like, you know,
no, I didn't say it was okay. What I'm saying is the opinions that take flight are justified by the fact that you opened up yourself for those opinions. But those guys that spoke on it, there's not a person that can say they didn't do something, like you said, drive drunk or drive tired. There's nobody that can say that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
What you're saying. Nobody perfect, and everybody too uptight to be like, everybody's done it before. Not saying it's okay,
but you gave them an excuse to say something. That's an unfortunate
situation, this or that, or whatever, because nobody's really, this is the world we live in. Nobody's just going to act like they've done that before, and they like, yo, don't do that. That's the law. Like, so what if they feel like they've done it? That's just the world we live in today.
Exactly.
But
you can't be the one that think you're going to get away with it. Okay, they got away with it. They on TV. They talking. Well, maybe they just was blessed. I don't know. But you can't be the one that, oh, tonight I'm going to get home. Nah, you got to be the one that says, I'm the one that maybe it happens to. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. You almost got to be paranoid. Yeah, if I do this, it ain't happen to nobody else, but it happened to me.
Exactly.
I kind of think like that. That's why I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm weird. I think like that all the time. But not even talking about getting away with it. Like, he's lucky to have his life. And it was people, unfortunately, the other person didn't keep their life. They didn't make it. But it was someone in the car with him too, I think. I'm not sure. Two people. Mm-hmm. They're still here today. Like, that is a blessing in itself. Lucky to be alive. So you as a parent, like, forget, like, I'm not even talking about the case that's going to come up or whatever's going to go on with that. Like, it's a life that was lost.
Yeah, right.
And it was a life, 3 lives that was
changed forever.
Changed forever and saved somehow. So please don't do this. For some reason. Because that's how I made it. Yeah. Like, I felt like I looked at everybody that didn't do everything correctly, and I knew they went the wrong way, and they know they went the wrong way, and how they turned out. And I seen the people that did it right. So like, I want to make it here. So just do the thing that's right. And when people ask me, how did I make it? I told them it's the hardest thing in the world, but the easiest thing in the world. You will have a choice every day. Try to do more right than wrong.
Man, that's deep.
It's hard, because it's hard to say I'm going to do the right thing
every day.
Yeah, but that's all it is. Try to make the right decision every day to do what's right. Yeah. And then you'll be good.
And like you say, be consistent. Consistently do the right thing consistently. But know that you're human. You're going to make mistakes. Yeah. But try not to make mistakes that are avoidable. So like a mistake like drinking and driving, that's an avoidable mistake. You know, and so that's where perspective, what I told you, my term last podcast, that's where it comes in. Like, it's a fork in the road. If I do this, it's going to lead there. If I do that, it's going to lead here. So which choice, like you say, well, it goes back to what you said. Life is about choices.
And it's just so many outlets now that they're trying to provide. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just with Uber, with Lyft. So as a parent, talk to your kids. And let's just learn from this. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm not trying to paint him in a bad light, because he got enough of that, you know?
Yeah, he did.
Already. So my thing about this whole topic is, let's just learn from it. Call your kids, look at what happened and know that can happen to you. Just
bingo.
Another story, right? A fight takes place. You know how many people fought in college? It happens like every day, right?
You know, yeah.
A fight takes place, a guy knocks out another guy. beats him up. The guy passes. And now it's not terrible. Hey, I knocked him out. I want to fight. Like, we just going our ways. No, he ain't make it. So you might get a murder charge. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Just because of a fight. You know how many times people fight in college, bro? All the time.
I know how many times it happens.
Look at it, and it's going to continue to happen. Yeah. Right? Because nobody's going to be
college
perfect.
Kids. Yeah.
But like you said before, I always think like, man, if this is an unnecessary fight, because you're going to fight in college.
Yeah.
If this is an unnecessary fight, they got it. Because if something happens and he hits his head,
how do you avoid the fight being let's just say you're a man, like you're like a young man, because I don't think females fight that much in college, do they? But if you're a young man,
we don't know. Like they could fight.
They
all
could
the time.
probably
like they don't know we fight.
Yeah, like maybe like basketball girls or something. No offense to y'all, but you know, heard a few stories about how y'all get out, y'all beat people up. But anyway, for a young man, that you don't want to. You know, if he don't want to be looked at like he's soft.
See, I'm not talking about that type of fight.
And somebody trying you.
No. I'm talking about you're going to fight in a locker room.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about if you out in town, if somebody come up to you drunk, like, oh, like in your face, I'm like, dog, if you don't back up, I'm going to knock you out, dog. Like, don't do that.
You got to avoid that.
Like, that's the avoidable ones I'm saying you can't get into, because you got to look at situations like that. Like, even if a fan just come talking like, bro, you got it. Like, I know I can whoop you. So I'm going to just walk away, because if
unless
I do,
you just
and you drunk yourself. And you don't make it. Yeah, unless you're defending yourself. I ain't telling you to be soft and they come and push you, and it's like, you're a man, you got to defend yourself. You can't get hurt as well. You feel me? So please defend yourself. But not like, man, I'm finna take off on. No, don't do that.
I mean, it happened to a guy, and I ain't gonna call his name. He one of the homies that played with us at Tech, and the incident happened at McDonald's. It changed his life. He ended up having to transfer after they got the legal situation sorted out. He ended up having to go to a lesser school, but he was lucky because he knocked the guy out, and it was like a regular like fan, you know, talking trash, and yeah, he was talking trash to him for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was just one of them things where you 20 times stronger than this guy, shouldn't have did it, knocked him out, knocked another guy out that was with him, ended up being off the team. I mean, and I take it back. They didn't get him off the team right away. They suspended him for a year. Now his next offense, he didn't even really do nothing. They was just like, you got to go. So it gave him a short leash. So I would say if you can avoid conflict as a young, strong college student, not even a ball player, just a college student, what are you there for? Why are you in college? Are you there to fight? Are you there to show off for people? Are you there to party? Or are you there to get an education and a degree? If you got to remember why you're there. And if it's for the degree, got to avoid that at all costs.
Man, so how do we trickle that down to high school? Because you feel me? Because you just said something. When you're in college, you know it's a better alternative. You're there for a different reason. Don't get wrapped up in this or that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, when you're in high school and you're growing up, you still have something to look forward to, because you got to get to
You have a
college.
next level.
You have another level.
Yes, you do.
Everything is not right now. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, if you focus and you have your time occupied, it ain't too many fights to get into. Unless you are a student that don't have any activity.
You know what? This don't usually happen in high school. So it's okay. You know, like it's okay. High school, this type of stuff don't happen. When you get to college, it's like big problems that, I don't know, it's weird.
It's
like
weird.
A whole nother
college
life.
Is like the hood.
It's like, it is.
It's like the hood.
It's so much stuff you can get into that can ruin your career, ruin your life. It's crazy. It's not looked at the same way, but it's so much more you can get into in college.
It's tricky. It's real tricky. Like one mistake, one night, being too drunk and,
even getting a woman pregnant, or a woman getting pregnant by a guy. Like, what if a woman is just like, this is my junior year, I'm balling. Yeah. Like, I might can play it in USA Olympic team after my senior year. I'm going into my senior year. Oh, I get pregnant.
And you're talking about...
she's a mother now.
You're talking about an athlete?
Athlete.
A female athlete?
Yes.
It can happen.
That's what I'm saying. It's so
many choices.
So many choices.
So many choices. I guess this whole thing today is about choices. You know what I mean? Because
And learn from coming back. And just learn from mistakes.
Yep.
Because that's the only way we'll be able to. If you don't have a mentor, mistakes is your mentor. Because that's all mentors are.
That's deep.
They made the mistake, so they're
Hold
teaching
on,
you
you
not
got
to
to
make
say that
mistakes.
again. If you don't what? If you don't have a mentor?
If you don't have a mentor, mistakes is your mentor.
Hey, that's deep, dog. You gotta post that one.
It's just true. That's what mentors are. They just the people that made mistakes before us.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. So just look at others' mistakes. Take it a step further. Don't make the mistake because you don't know what it can land you into, because that's the choice we're saying. Try not to make the mistake. But if you make the mistake and you're fortunate to be able to bounce back from the mistake, please learn from that.
Got to learn from it. And you have to, we're not telling you not to try. Try hard at everything that you do, whether it's sports, school, whether it's a business proposal, do your very best. And if you make mistakes, doing your very best and doing the right thing.
Yeah.
That's totally different. I ain't saying that, but we just saying like avoidable mistakes, drunk driving, conflict for no reason, fights, all that. I mean, it's beneath your level of where you're trying to go. You have to remember that.
Listen, I should get some type of award, bro, because I just figured it out.
What it is.
So you know how you're telling a kid to whatever it is you love to do, just mash the gas at it, and then you'll be okay, right? Yep. You figure that out as an adult, because when you're an adult, you realize you're special at something. Like, it's nobody like you with something. Like, everybody in this world got a different fingerprint, right?
Right.
That means everybody is different, and God made you special at something. So when you get older, you try to tap into what that special thing is. Right. So that's why it's never what you've been through. It can't stop your special thing. That's Wallow been in jail over 20 years, and he came out and
it
he's
still
like
couldn't stop.
One of the smartest in that podcast game and as a businessman.
Yeah.
So it's like he's special at what he does. He motivates people. Mm-hmm. You know, he's a great mentor to so many people. That's his gift.
He's an example of how you can still turn it around.
That's a gift, and he's using his platform great, right?
Right.
He knows he's special.
Yeah.
So what he loves, he mashed the gas at it. When you're younger, the thing to do is always fit in. And they don't realize, people, when they're younger, they're scared to be special because they might be looked at as weird, or like,
sometimes,
you know, let's just say a kid loves comic books. Right. And he's playing football. He's on a football team. Everybody else like watching Sports Center, this, that. Music, he can love comic books and drawing, but he's 9 times out of 10 gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna watch Sports Center with y'all, and kind of suppress what he loves to do to fit in so he can be with his squad in school and in the hallways and when he's talking. Everything everybody want to do when they're younger is fit in. And that's why bullying is so high. Yeah. Because if you're different, they look at you like, ew, you different? Like, what are you? Like, you ain't like everybody else.
They don't recognize.
Yuck.
Yeah.
But when you transfer to being an adult, the people that are billionaires and special and famous, quote unquote, it's just because they stood out and they wasn't scared to know they were special, and they have a whole different, you know, just imprint on life that nobody else would have.
Yeah, because your impact on the world is unique to you. So I think we all was not born to fit in, but born to stand out. And
we're not going to see things the same.
No.
We're not going to react the same.
No.
And that's why I don't understand the world. Just agree to disagree. Everybody not going to think like you. Everybody not going to look like you. Have the same choices, the same decisions. To be like, that's what you like to do. Cool. I disagree. I like it mine this way. And we can still be friends. We can still be cool. And I don't care what you do. Because you're your own person. You know what I'm saying?
But when you think about a puzzle, how pieces of the puzzle are all different.
Yeah.
But when they fit together, although this looks different than that and it's different, it make a beautiful picture. Because like the way God created this world is for all of us to have our piece of the puzzle. And then when you put it together, if you step back and look at it, it's a dope picture. It's dope. But you know, we can't. If I'm one piece of the puzzle and you're another, I can't be telling you, no, you need to look like me. You need because then the picture won't come out.
Can't be all triangles. It ain't gonna fit.
It ain't
be
gonna
you.
Fit. Yeah, be you, and eventually everything will fit, and it'll be dope. It'll be beautiful. You know what I mean? That's how God. But see, only God could do that though.
Yeah.
So we just can't be like so into people being like us. You know, God knew what he was doing. Like you say, I never thought about that. We all got different fingerprints.
Nobody on this earth had the same fingerprint.
How is that even possible? Like it's 6 billion.
Literally everybody's different. Literally.
There's 6 billion people on this earth and no one has the same fingerprint.
And literally everybody's different. We just got to accept that.
That's
Stop trying to want to
That's it right there.
fit in.
Hey man, I think you dropped some gems today.
I told you I need an award.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Couple 24 today was just about, it's just some things on our mind. We're listening to Meek, how we were just talking about kids, just having a whole outlook on music, right? And why they not acting a certain way like suburb kids. And that's how this whole thing started. So I just wanted to stay on that topic throughout the whole podcast. It's not even about questions today. It was just about that discussion on how can we have the kids from where we're from to just look at life in a whole different lens. Listen to rap music, don't do it.
Yeah.
Learn from other people's mistakes. Learn from other people's mistakes. And then not make the same ones. If you don't have a mentor, let people's mistakes be your mentor. I don't even like to say let your mistakes be your mentor. Let other people's mistakes be your mentor.
Yeah.
So that's all we needed to get accomplished today. Just let them see as a bigger picture than the thing that they just see over their eyes that they think is so narrow. So man, that was cover 24 for you today with your host B Flow, co-host C's. We out.